my haul that I got from San Felipe. It's Saturday. Today I needed to go. I don't go every weekend, but I needed to go. But before I show you anything, I want to make a smoothie. I just feel like it. I don't know if you remember me telling you that the summertime, the rainy season had extended. Well, summer has arrived. It's no longer the rainy season. It is summer. So I just feel like a smoothie, and I'm going to make some this morning. Good morning. And I get cayenne. Huh. Cavita de olor. Where is the cayenne? Oh, okay. Well, I don't see it. Oh, I forgot to go on this one. All right, I'm looking for something. Oh, that's why. Couldn't find it. It's in the wrong spot. Cinnamon. Yes. Hola. Hola, hola. All right. So, Tara. Scott. Oh, good morning. All right, I wanted to show you guys what I got. I went to the store, but before that, I want to make a smoothie because that's what I feel like today. I have a papaya that I haven't cut yet, so I'm going to take some of that. I already put some ice. I had a little bit of my pineapple water. I have it in there. A little bit of water, some coconut milk. Now, I love coconut milk. And this is just some evaporated milk that I use in my coffee. So I'm going to put a bit of that in there. And I have these cayenne. Cayenne is good in your smoothie. It's like a dry chili. So I usually put 1 or 2 in my smoothie. Not a lot because it is hot. But apparently it's supposed to speed up your metabolism. And who doesn't need that at this age, right? And then I put some regular pepper in the smoothie. Now, Michelle, stop it. If you don't stop moving, I'm going to move you. All right? I put regular pepper. I know you're going to say, oh, really? Lots of cinnamon. Love cinnamon. And cinnamon is good for you anyway, right? And I have some fresh, pure vanilla extract. And I put a little bit of that in there. All right, so we're good with that. That's where the cayenne went. I kind of don't mix my spices like that. And I'm looking for a beautiful spice rack. I don't know if I'm going to find it. Okay, so we got all that. So we're going to come over here now. Why is this bent like that? And then over here, I have my protein powder. I don't usually put a whole lot because this week I had a lot of fish, so I'm good on the protein side. Usually I don't have fish all the time, but okay. Then I have spirulina that I bought from nuts.com. When I went home, I was so excited to get, oh no, this is moringa. Moringa. And I have spirulina as well. They have the moringa plant here, the tree. But people who live in the interior have access to all those, soursop, the leaves. Probably the only thing that would make me go live in the interior, right? And then spirulina is that green algae. So when I want a big pick-me-up, and I'm going to try once again to fast this week, I mean today and tomorrow if I can. I've been trying all week and I haven't been able to. I give in and I eat. This is flaxseed. I've had the flaxseed in oil too, you can. Good morning, Maria, ¿cómo estás? And chia seeds. Yep, chia seeds. I always put chia seed in my smoothie. What else do I have in here? Oh, and then I put some apple cider vinegar. Whatever I can't tolerate because it tastes bad, I put it in a smoothie. That way, you can hide it. The other thing you can put in your smoothie is fresh ginger. I also sometimes put lemon or lime with the peel. Let's see what I have in here. I have some ginger and I have lemon. Sure. Okay. I haven't even cut the papaya yet. That hand washing is something serious. Gotta wash those hands. All right, let's see. I have a friend coming in and she's like, if you think of anything else, I already give her a list. She's gonna bring me some ackee. Oh, I'm so excited. And then yesterday I was thinking, I said, I need her to bring me some cornmeal. I struggled to find that here. So with the lemon, usually I just cut it in small pieces and I just put it in there. It is, lemon and lime is good for you, right? So I put it in my water, and then if I can squeeze it in anything, and you know how I cook. As I'm finishing the dish, I usually try to finish it off with a splash of lemon. It's clean and it gets everything, it brightens the dish. Yeah, it does. Most dishes, not white rice, stuff like that, right? But if you're doing like a stew or you're cooking meat, definitely. All right, I just chop off the top of that papaya, so I'm just gonna put it in here. And it's gonna give me a nice smoothie. Fresh papaya, not from the bag. All right. I go crazy about the fruits here, yes. I do. All right. I think I have pretty much everything I want in here. I used to have a smoothie at the cafe we used to call Green Goddess. And you know what? I said that before. It doesn't matter how I measure, I always come up with a full cup. Don't ask me how I do it. I don't know. So where is my straw? Then I can show you what I got. I just needed something to kind of cool me off. So we used to sell something like this at the cafe, $6 or something like that. And that used to be, I had a lot of people coming from the gym, just get it their drink. I had a guy who used to get watermelon drink every morning. Lots of ice. Okay. I'm gonna stop Miss Michelle here. You have a friend named Maria also. She's from Guatemala. She told me to ask you, where are you going? I'm going to Antigua. Antigua is famous for the Semana Santa, Holy Week. Now, my daughter works with a Guatemalan, and she said, I'm going to ask her where you should go. And then when I looked at the message she sent me, there was another name, and then Antigua. But that's where I'm going. Oh, okay. Well, I'm going to be in Antigua. Apparently, from Guatemala City, which is where I land, it's like a 45-minute shuttle ride to Antigua. And then Antigua is at the base of a volcano, just like we have here. So people are talking about climbing to the volcano. I'm not that adventurous, okay? We're going to be walking those cobblestone streets and checking out the fondas and checking out the food. That's what I'm going to be doing. All right. I know how much I love Peru, so I know I'm going to love Guatemala. But like this couple, I was watching them, they said the same thing. They said, boy, we tower over everybody. And I'm like, yeah, you do. Everybody's like this tall. She did mention the festival in this place during Lent. I'm pretty sure they do have it, but this one, they say they have a lot of stuff going on during that whole week. And even here in Panama, they're starting to advertise. They call it holiday something, right? They're kind of marketing it for people to come during the Holy Week. And then usually a lot of people in this area here in Casco Viejo, which is the old city, and we have like 7 churches. In fact, there's a tour called Siete Iglesias, and they take you. I did it on my own. Yep. Hola, Lynette, ¿cómo estás? All right, guys. I got up this, I needed to go because I'm doing my second cooking class this coming week, and I said we're going to do fish. So I thought I would do 2 kinds of fish, cook different ways. You know, I bought tuna, so I may poach the tuna so they can see what it looks like. But I had tuna this week and I didn't poach it. I cooked it on the stove and it was just as delicious. And I didn't think I would like tuna like that, like a regular in the skillet, but it came out really good. And of course, you put all the spices and that acid and of course herbs. It's gonna taste good. So I had plenty of fish this week, so I don't need to eat any fish. But tomorrow I'm cooking oxtail and okra. And I know I'm mostly whole food plant-based. I don't eat beef, but I'll eat an oxtail. Okay? So, and because I bought 2 packs of okra this week, I was able to find it. Oh, and I have some spinach. And I have some repollo, which is cabbage. So I know I have to cook the okra, right? And the okra is really cheap. You don't find it a lot. It's called nahu. Nahu And somewhere else they call it something different. Everything is a little different here. And there's no banana, guineo. What is that? Yeah, it's a banana, guineo. All right. So if I don't eat breakfast, I don't eat lunch. And this is a meal replacement, right? You know, it's got all good things in it. Lemon, ginger, very good. All right. So tomorrow, I'm gonna show the oxtail that I got. It's a big daddy of oxtail. So and I needed some trash bag. As I'm walking to the metro, I get my bolsa. So also for the cooking class, I'm doing the fish, and then I bought, what kind of, oh my God, I'm all tuned out. Usually I see the tuna when they've filleted, taken the skin and partition it, and it's like a big, good for you, Maria. Right, Maggie. And then I saw a fish that was this big, and it says atún. I'm like, atún? I'm like, I've never seen them this, so I got one, but I had him cut it. And then this week, or last week, I finally opened an account in a bank called Banco General, because it's got an app that you can pay in that most merchants use here. And I was like, I'm so tired of having to go to the bank, to the ATM, get cash so I can go. So now I got Yappy. I think I got a little Yappy crazy this morning. Like, Yappy, can you see? But they don't have the QR code for you to scan. You got to put their phone number because the Yappy is your phone number. Okay. So I went to the seafood market first, and then I have to cross the street and walk a little bit to get to San Felipe, which is where the meat market is, and then the other side is the veggies. I go there to buy the veggies because it's convenient, right? I feel like it's a little bit pricier on San Felipe, but not compared to the stores. There is another farmers market, Donde Arvi. If you go there, you really find good prices, but they don't have everything. And of course, they're not big on the greens, and I'm looking for peppers and stuff. You may not find that. You're gonna find lots of root vegetables, watermelon and stuff like that. And I can't carry a watermelon. Usually, last time I had a watermelon, I had it delivered. I'm not carrying that stuff around. So, I get excited. I had a friend whose son was a chef. He said, I hate going to the store with him. He has to stop everywhere and touch and squeeze and smell. I said, that's what we do. That is a little bit annoying. I get it. But when we're doing that, it's like I tell people when I go to the farmer's market, I feel like I'm in a shoe store. It's like I'm trying on shoes, except I'm trying on food. Because that's where we get our kicks, right? So we're kind of weird like that. I know. All right. So, let me put something on my counter. Don't want to mess up my counter. I got so many dish towels, but all right. So, but I don't know if I told you that I felt like, I had some bleach got into this. I felt that the rainy season was extended here in Panama. It's over now because it is dry and hot. Okay? All right. So, and then I always buy these little bags. After I get a meat, I put it in there and I tie it because I don't have anything to touch when I'm carrying. All right. But I know my hands are going to be a mess, so not to worry about it. This one is what it says is tuna. I'm like, atún? He said, yes, that's tuna. I'm like, oh, let us see what it looks like. So I'm going to have, usually I don't see the skin, it's just a steak, right? So there was one lady who was in the class last time and she was like, fish, I need to know how to cook fish. Well, depends on the fish. If the fish is hearty and thick, you can use it in stews and soups, which Oh, fish soup is absolutely amazing. I need to do that one day. I don't think I've done that. But what I want to do is seafood gumbo. I love that one too. Oh, yes. Seafood gumbo is yummy. But you know, it's a labor of love. We make that roux. But it's going to have all that flour in it. No bueno. Alright. So, where are the tongues? So he did that fish for me. But he said it's atún. This is a tuna. Ah! Hey! Did he cut the head off? Oh no. He left me my head. I want the head to put it in the soup. For those of you who get freaked out with the eyeballs, you throw that in soup and that's yummy. You are teaching me how to cook tuna. Yes, I never cooked it. Yes, you can poach it. And like I said, I cooked it today this week on the stove and it was amazing. So guys, when I cook that tuna, I'm going to tell you if it tastes like tuna. But the skin definitely looks like tuna. Look at that. It's got that striae. Wow. And this is the color of a small baby tuna. Look at that. Ooh. Okay. I'm excited about this one. But that one needs to go in with some veggies. Yes, not by itself. Okay? All right. Let me find. Okay. And then I went to this other stall. And then this guy had this. The fish market is so big. When you go into the main section, that's where I noticed that the prices were higher today, like $5 a pound. I look at mero. Mero is grouper, which I hadn't seen here before. And when I saw it last time, I was like, oh, grouper, yes, yes. And I said, ¿Cuánto la libra? How much for the pound? She said, $5. I'm like, oh no, you know I'm too cheap for that. I'm like, no, we're not paying $5 a pound for a fish. I know. Yes, fish head soup. But then he had pargo. Pargo meaning snapper. So he had these cute little snappers. So I got 3 of these. So when you go into the main section, you pay the price and they clean the fish for you. But when you go to the other side, it extends. It's cheaper, right? So you get cheaper price. So I got these for like $2 a pound, the snapper. So I got 3, it's like $6. I mean, which is a good price. And then he put it in the bag and I'm like, you're not gonna clean it? No limpiaki? He said, no, you have to go over there. So on the other side, there was a table with a young man. He looked indigenous and he was, you know, and they have this thing where they're doing scale and I step way back because I'm not, I don't clean fish. I refuse to. The scales get inside, you know where, in my hair. So now I had to pay the guy to clean the fish. And I said, ¿Cuánto? I said, how much? He said, oh, whatever you want to pay. And I'm like, that's not good. So I gave him 2 balboas, $2. So I hope it was okay. So my feeling is I could pay the price over there, have them clean it, or I can come to the cheap place and pay for cleaning. It's a wash. It's a wash. So I got 3 pretty snappers. And look at that, it even scored them. Score or core? I don't know. But anyway, so I got 3 of these, and they were for $6. So that was a good price for 3 of these. So now, snapper to me is too bony. It's got too many bones, and I don't like that. Reminder. Yes, thank you, Lynette. Snapper, I don't like it because it's too bony. But if you fry these babies, you know how they cook them, and the Jamaicans cook it, and they put that garlic and the hot pepper in there, and yes. But I don't fry anything, so I'm in a quandary how to use this. And then if you fry the snapper, it doesn't matter if you have bones because you can just, you know, crunch on it. But the flesh is good. but it's just too many bones in it. That's what I don't like about it. All right, so we got those. I got fresh tuna, and I have fargo. Tuna is atún, A-T-U-N, atún in Espanol. And fargo, P-A-R-G-O, that's your snapper. And here we have snapper, red snapper and white snapper. This one looks like a white. Fargo blanco is fargo rojo, right? Okay, so these are the two fish. Now I'm going to show you my tuna that I usually buy regularly. So today, and sometimes the tuna, depending, so I have to walk around and find the vendor that has the tuna that looks the best. Because if you just go in and you buy the first one, oh my God. I mean, the place was busy today. Even the metro station, I'm like, did I miss a holiday? What's happening? Very busy. So he said $2 a pound, which is cheap for tuna here. And then he gave me, oh, was it $2? I said I wanted $3. So maybe it's $3 because it was $9. Okay, $3 a pound. That's still a good price for fresh tuna, right? So because I'm having the class, and I like to have it by the tail, look at this. Beauty. By Crocky, that's a beauty, right? And you turn it, and you see this. This is the tuna. Look at that. Ooh-wee. I like that. And of course, with fish, I always like the tail section. I don't know why. I just do. All right? But this is not a fish you want to fry. No, that would be sacrilegious. Don't do that. And I think I need some more plastic to wrap this fish in before I put it in the fridge, because I don't like them to kind of leak around and you have to clean that. No bueno. All right. I'm going to push this over here. Ooh, I feel like I need to wash my hands. Sorry. All right. Ooh. All right. And then I cross over to San Felipe to get I got chicken wings. Yes. I love chicken wings about once a month. And I love that. Oh. Okay. I love that I can bake it and just toss it in that little sauce, and it's so yummy. So yummy. All right. So again, today I scored, and I'm like, how much per pound? ¿Cuánto la libra? Does the real tuna fish taste like the tuna in a can? No, ma'am. No, ma'am. See, I don't eat tuna in a can anymore. I know I used to make tuna salad. I don't know. I don't like anything prepackaged now. I told you, I don't know what's in it, what they put in there to preserve it. So if you can, don't. And I can't be in Panama and be eating tuna from a can. Nothing, anything like that. Now, you know, you could have tasted fresh tuna if you went to, not Carrabba's, but Bonefish. Remember that restaurant, Bonefish? Bonefish had like they call seared ahi tuna. They used to have like an appetizer. That's fresh tuna that they kind of roll into like some sesame seed, and then they just kind of briefly put it on the grill or on, you know, in a skillet, and it, so the outside is cooked, but the inside is kind of raw. But I don't like to do raw fish like that, so I prefer to cook mine the way I do it. I poach it. The poaching is so good, and then I end up with all that flavored oil, right? So I score. But I gotta watch my time because I have class at 10. It's 9 o'clock for you guys. It's 10 for me, almost 10. Ooh, I didn't put so tight. So $2 a pound. And I said, give me 4 pounds. That way, because I don't go there every week. That way I can have it in the freezer and when I'm hungry, because right now I've decided I really have to stay away from wheat, which is bread and rice and all that. So I'm staying away from the grains for a long time. So that was $4 worth of wings. You see how nice and fresh they are? So that was $8. $8. Yes. Se ve fresco, fresh. I used to buy chicken wings like that at Restaurant Depot. We used to have a place called Restaurant Depot. And because remember, I don't know if I told you, there is a tier for food, at least in the US. The highest quality food, whether it's fruits or veggies or meat, goes to the high-end restaurants like Ruth Chris and some of those, right? Then the second tier in terms of quality goes to places like Whole Foods, you know, where and you pay for it. And then the third tier will go to places like Ray here, Publix, you know, and then is 36 New York. Okay, spring forward, fall back. Oh, we're in spring. Oh my God. I'm thinking we're in fall. Spring forward. That's why people were confused. I was confusing them. This is March. Oh my God, I confuse people. You are right. You're ahead because it's 9:36 here. Spring forward, fall back. All right. I see, of course, I lost my train of thought. But in terms of food safety, you know, I don't like to eat anything that's prepackaged. I like to go fresh as much as I can. The only time I'll go buy something packaged, you know, like coconut milk, I'll buy it in the can because I just don't see myself. You know, I bought some regular coconut, but then you have to crack the coconut. You got to take it off the shell, which you can hurt yourself because those things are sharp. And what I do, I take the coconut after I drain the water. I go in the on the patio and I just drop it, and it scatters everywhere. Then I have to pick them up, and then you got to put it in the blender. That's too much work. So this one I buy in the can. But what else do I buy in the can? My evaporated milk. I can't make that. So all right. So I have chicken wings for the next 2-3 weeks. All right, let's see. Then I crossed over to the vegetable side, and I had my list. You know, if I go and I have my list, my 2 phones, but I was hunting for a oxtail. You ready for this? Remember I told you, I like to buy the oxtail here because I can visualize the size of the animal. But when you go to, somebody said, go to PriceSmart and get a pack for $6 or whatever. But then each piece of the oxtail is like this, bigger than this. In my mind, you know, I'm a little bit crazy in my mind. I'm like, how big was that cow for the tail to be that wide? That's me. So for me, I would rather buy a smaller oxtail than I know it comes from a real animal that has not been pumped with hormones. I don't know if you saw the other day, I showed you how I went to a place where they're selling food outside. You know, I go there to get a papaya. Papaya now I've been getting to already because they're really good. Piña, pineapple, I'm staying away from platanos right now, plantains, and they have yuca and yam and other things. And this guy comes out, I was walking down, and he had one of those sprayers that they use when they do fumigation or when they weed killer, you know, when they would do the edges of the grass. And he was just spraying the food. And I know he wasn't spraying it water. I know it was a chemical. So the moral of the story is, it doesn't matter where you go. Don't feel comfortable that the food is just so fresh and safe. Do your due diligence. Wash, you know, if I'm eating an apple, potatoes, I have my scrubber. I scrub with soap and water. Or if I have time, I'll soak them in the sink with like some vinegar and some baking soda. You do your part, right? I'm sure we're not gonna get rid of everything, but at least So don't think because you're in Panama, everything is, oh, organic and fresh. That would be a lie. So when you go and you find, so I'm walking around because you have the meat section first as you walk in, and the middle is the pork section. I never stop here because I don't eat pork. And then to the back is the beef section. There's a little guy who sells only the bones. You know, I say, Señora, ¿cómo está mamita? But, you know, there's nothing in there. If I'm making soup or something, I don't make soup with beef bone. It's usually if I'm cooking okra, something that I need the taste of the beef, I'll buy the bones. But then in each, they have the glass thing, and you're always looking because the oxtail usually is going to be curved in, and you may not see it. Good morning. So I walked around. I only saw one guy that had it, but I don't have to buy the big ones. I'm like, I want a little one because I'm just doing the okra tomorrow. And then I went around, nobody else had it. Because sometimes if you go at 9 o'clock, he'll say, no, señor, I guess if we. That means they already got it. And there's a chef here who does classes, and he's also buying oxtail. So I don't know if he buys them there or not. But I went back and I stood in line, and I got the oxtail. And then I'm gonna cut it for you, you gotta buy the whole thing. All right, you ready? Oh my goodness. Here's the oxtail that I got. Oh, I'm gonna be in oxtail heaven tomorrow. But of course I gotta take as much fat as possible. And I was talking about the layer of fat that I got from a pho the other day. And this person wrote, he's like, well, animal fat is the most nutritious. And I'm like, okay, but I don't want it. I take off as much as I can. And then even after I cook it, the fat renders, I throw most of it away. I don't like that. Wasn't that? Look at that. I can see the tail going. Look at that. But you know what is not so nice about when you buy this? You're paying for the bones and they weigh it. So, but if you're making soup or you're making bone broth, look at that. That is gold right here. Okay? So I'm excited. You know, I'm only going to use maybe half of it tomorrow. But for the show, for the live, I'm going to marinate this oxtail, half of it tonight. And then I'm going to get it going like at 8 because it's going to take about 2 hours for this oxtail to soften up because I don't have a pressure cooker. And like I said, I'm not fixing to buy anything else. All right. Woo. I got the oxtail. Then I can't have that again for the next 6 months, okay? That's what I do. I'll taste something and then I'm over it. All right, oof, I gotta wash my hands again. Whew. I haven't had an avocado in a while. That's a no bueno. I can't wait for avocado season to start. Yes, mango season, avocado season. Even though the Panamanian mango is not that great in my view, but they get them from other places, Mexico, Peru. I got one this week from a roadside vendor, and it was $1.50, and it was okay. It was okay. In the same place where they were spraying the food, I saw some mangoes that looked like what I'm used to, and then I forgot to buy them, and then I'm like, well, maybe it was a good thing. Just spray that mango too. Even though I would have soaked that mango in something. So I got some beautiful peppers. I always like to have peppers in my kitchen. It's almost like peanut butter and jelly, right? Because I can put that in anything, eggs, anything that I'm doing, and it's so good, so fragrant. I have a repollo in there, which is a cabbage. I have spinach, espinaca. I needed some lime because you do have lemon in the stores. You're not going to find lemon in those places where I've been because this is not something that they use here. We in the Americas, we use lime, not lemon. Lemon is for the gringos, for us. Do you freeze? No, I don't freeze my peppers. I don't like to freeze vegetables. I'm sorry, I don't. No. Now, when I have a leftover, I have some frozen pepinos, cucumbers. You know, if they kind of trying to go bad, I'll put it in a bag and then I throw them in a smoothie. That way, I don't, I don't lose. I've frozen ginger, for my smoothies. I have frozen turmeric, fresh turmeric. Yeah, I've done those, but not the peppers. No. And in fact, I have some leftover ground beef from, what did I do with it last time? Because we're having Fridays at Maggie's in 2 weeks, and we're gonna do burgers. We're gonna have a burger bar. Of course, I'm gonna do veggie burgers, because at I have a sister who is vegetarian, and we're gonna do burgers with all the trimming. So different kind of burgers, right? We're gonna do blue burgers with some blue cheese. And then this time I'm gonna try to maybe small pan, fry some onion, make some onion rings, or what do we call that? Not onion ring, just fried onions? Yeah, fried onions. Even though I'm not frying everything in my house, but I can do a little bit for the fried onion because it does make the burger taste so much better. And they do have American cheese here, believe it or not. If you go to Cisco, you'll find a lot of Americans stuff. But the long round burger thing I used to buy, I saw it there. So I'm gonna get one of those because you need the 80-20 to make good burgers. If you have ground beef that is 10% fat or no fat, it's gonna be a dry burger, okay? Because what makes the burger soft is that fat. I'm just telling you, if you're gonna have a burger, have a good burger. If you can't have it, don't have it. But a dry burger is like cardboard. No bueno. No bueno. All right. So I got the limon. They call everything limon here. I got a beautiful head of broccoli. Yes. But when the young lady came, I'm like, you got the good. I just put it in. She's like, $10. I'm like, okay. That's why I say San Felipe. And then I found zucchini. Zucchini is one of those, now you see it, now you don't. You're lucky if you see it, so when I find it, I buy it. And again, this could go in with the fish, with chicken wings or anything. I can just slice it up and then a little bit of salt and pepper, oil, olive oil, and a little bit of herbs, and that's it. Dry herbs, that's it. And this is good. I love zucchini. Of course, I didn't see any yellow squash. That's another, now you see it, now you don't iron. But they always have broccoli, they always have peppers, they always have cabbage. And what I did not buy today because they didn't look good was the squash. It looked pretty pale, and I'm like, no. So, all right, that was my haul. I did not add up, but I'm sure I spent over $30 today. Let's see, 9, 10, 19, 25, 32. Oh, I'm in the 40s today, which is okay because I don't do this every week, and there's no way I can do all this. Look at all the fish, the chicken wings and stuff. So I'm gonna be good for like weeks to go. So when I go to Ray, I'm probably gonna spend $35, and then they have leeks. Yes, they do have leeks. They do. Collard greens. Collard greens is a story. I've been here 3 years. We haven't been able to find collard green until this year. This sister, somebody put her onto where you can order it from the west side of the country in Chiriquí, where they grow most of our food. There is a farm that grows it, and then if you're in the city, they pack it and they ship it to you. So they shipped it to her, and she had to go get it because, we all signed up for some kind of a shipping company. And I said, did you pay for shipping? She said, yes, $10. And I'm like, but if you're craving greens, I'm not a collard green kind of person. If I don't have it, I don't have it. but she was able to find it. And then she was like, I need some smoked turkey wings for my for my greens. I'm like, ooh, I don't know where you're gonna find that. But there is no smoked turkey neck or turkey wings. But somebody told, because I haven't been able to see fresh turkey either. I mean, you know, the wings or the legs. Well, somebody told her to go over the bridge, Costa del Este, to some place, and she found the turkey wings. And I'm like, well, that's smoked. She's like, no, she cooked them and put them in her greens, and she called it a day. She was happy. And I know there is another guy who owns a restaurant. Yeah, smoked turkey wings, not here. There's no smoke, anything like that. No, you're gonna have fresh, or you smoke it yourself. But if you live in an apartment, you're not allowed to have a grill on your patio here. Not allowed. So this lady left her apartment and found a place in the interior because she wanted to have a grill, and that's where she's living. If that's important to you, because grilled meat is not healthy, I'm telling you, so don't get hung up on that. Once in a while, you know how we grill every weekend? It's a no bueno. Not good. That the consistency, the heat and the meat, it's not good. All right. So no, I had a hard time finding a turkey leg one time. Finally, I found it around the holidays. Oh my God, I had to go. And it was fresh. So she found turkey wings. I don't know, maybe I'll go with her one day and get some. It's kind of nice to have that in your fridge. All right, guys. I know. Well, again, you can have it sometimes, just not too much, because when the heat hits the meat, it changes the chemical constitution of the meat. And there is some place you read that it's cancer producing, okay? And there's a lot of colon cancer going on around in younger people. So I'm saying, like I always say, anything in moderation. Don't make it a lifestyle. You can grill maybe around the holidays, right? But you know how in the US, our people, every corner, everywhere, there's a music and they're grilling meat. It's not good for you. Grilled sausage, grilled hot dogs, no bueno. Not good, all right? Yeah, I wouldn't put liquid smoke in my food either. I see brown liquid. I don't know what that is, browning liquid. What's in it? What's in it? That you're putting inside your body. Think about it. Liquid smoke, what does that mean? Smoky smoke. Liquid, what's in it? And then even if they write something on the back of it, I don't believe it. I don't believe they're telling you the whole truth. Be careful with your body. Take care of your temple. Go natural. If nature didn't make it, don't eat it if you can. All right? I got to go, guys. It's time for my class. I will see you guys tonight. We're talking about the side hustles, and I will see you also tomorrow morning. All right, bye.